during the first decade of the 20th century. Production ended around 1950, and its configurations, the majority of the rollers were of the same basic three-row configuration, gear-driven, with two large smooth wheels, rolls at the back and a single wide roll at the front. In actuality, the wide roll usually consisted of two narrow rolls on the same axle to make steering easier. However, there was also a distinctive variant, the tandem, which had two wide rolls, one front and one rear, those made by Robey and Co. and used their standard steam wagon engine and piston boiler fitted in the girder frame with rolls and a chain drive. To produce a quick reversing rollers suitable for modern road surfaces such as tar, macadam and bituminous asphalt, a number of Robey and Co. tandem rollers were modified to make a further variant, the tri-tandem, which was a tandem with the third roll mounted directly behind the rear one. Robey supplied the parts, but the modification was undertaken by Gores of Royston. 10 tandem and 2 tri-tandem Robey rollers. And Robey rollers surviving preservation, and one of the tri-tandem is known to have been used to construct parts of the M1 motorway. And the variation of the basic configuration was the convertible, an engine which could be either a steam roller or a traction engine and could be changed from one farm to the other in a relatively short time, i.e. less than half a day. Convertible engines were liked by local authorities if the same machine could be used for haulage in the winter and road mending in the summer. And in design features, although most steam roller designs are derived from traction engines and were manufactured by the same company, there are a number of features that set them apart. And with the most obvious difference is in the wheels. Traction engines were generally built with large fabricated spoked steel wheels with wide rims, and those intended for road use would have continuous solid rubber tires bolted around the rims to improve traction on tarmac. Engines intended for agricultural use would have a series of tracks bolted diagonally across the rims, like the tread on the modern pneumatic tractor tire, and the wheels were typically wider to spread the load more evenly. The trim rollers, on the other hand, had smooth rear wheels and a roller at the front. The roller consisted of a pair of adjacent wide cylinders spotted at both ends that replaced the separate wheels and axle of a traction engine. And a smoke box in the conventional arrangement, the front roller is mounted centrally forward of the chimney in order to allow enough clearance from the boiler and hence a large front roll. The smoke box is extended forward substantially at the top to incorporate a spot plate on which to mount the bearing for the roller assembly. This gives the distinctive hooded look to the front of steam roller, and it also necessitates a different design to smoke box door, and it has a hanging up or down rather than opening sideways due to the limited available access to the boiler tube for cleaning is limited, and the brush usually has to be inserted through the small gap between the tap of the roll and the fork. So friends, my topic, I hope you like. So let's go to my new topic. Take care. Allah Hafiz.